Most of us grew up hearing one golden word: resilience. Be strong. Bounce back. Don't break under pressure. And sure, resilience is noble. But have you ever stopped to think, what if there's something beyond resilience? I learned this the hard way during my final college exams. The energy that week was insane. 8 papers stood between us and freedom. But the first paper, elective mathematics, my worst nightmare, set the tone. The days leading up to it were chaotic. Everywhere I turned, people were whispering about leaked questions. Every night, new sets of assured papers would appear. We'd burn through them, hoping to be ready. Then the real exam day came. And guess what? We'd been fooled. The questions are nothing like what we had crammed. My mind went blank. I walked out of that exam hall feeling like I'd already failed my future. I even went on Facebook that day and typed, "I failed." But here's the twist. That wasn't the end. I had a choice: drown in despair or adjust and rise. I decided to block out the noise, trust my own study plan, and rely on my preparation. Day by day, paper by paper, I rebuilt my focus. In the end, I passed all 8 papers and earned admission to the premier university in my country. That's when I realized something powerful. I wasn't just resilient, I was building something beyond resilience. Most of us think surviving the storm is the ultimate goal. But resilience is just the baseline. Resilience means you get hit, you survive, you return to your original form. But anti-fragility? That's next level. You get hit, you take the pain, and you come back stronger than before. Think of it this way. A glass is resilient if it doesn't break when it falls. A muscle is anti-fragile because it grows after stress. Life will always throw storms your way. The question is, do you want to merely survive them or let them upgrade you? Anti-fragility isn't just toughness, it's an invitation. It's saying, I will not only face challenges, I will let them shape me. And this mindset changes everything. Think about the stories we admire most. The entrepreneur who failed 3 businesses before building a global empire. The athlete who came back stronger after every injury. The student who flunked a subject, studied smarter, and later mastered it. These people weren't just resilient, they were anti-fragile. They didn't avoid discomfort. They didn't hide from stress. They understood that every obstacle is raw material for growth. They harvest pain. They transform setbacks into strategy. And eventually, they outgrow everyone who's just trying to hold on. Now, let me give you 4 ways to cultivate this anti-fragile spirit in your own life. 1. Embrace discomfort on purpose. Anti-fragility doesn't wait for life to hit. It trains for the hits. Think of a gym. Muscles don't grow by resting. They grow by breaking down under pressure. Your mind works the same way. During my final exams, the temptation was to stay comfortable and keep chasing leaks. But leaning into my own study plan, despite the fear, was me embracing discomfort. If you want to be anti-fragile, start small. Wake up earlier than you want. Take on tasks that scare you a little. Speak up in rooms that make you nervous. Every voluntary discomfort you embrace is a rehearsal for the storms you didn't see coming. 2. Detach your identity from failure. Fragile people collapse when they fail because they think failure is proof they're not enough. Anti-fragile people see failure as feedback. When I flopped that first math paper, I felt crushed, but I also realized the paper wasn't me. The score wasn't my worth. It was a lesson, not a life sentence. Detach who you are from what happens to you. Once failure becomes a teacher instead of scar, you grow automatically. 3. Turn setbacks into strategy. Anti-fragile people use the pain. After my first exam disaster, I didn't wallow. I analyzed. Why did I blank out? What's working, what's not? How do I avoid the same mistake next paper? That reflection led to action. I ignored the fake leaks and returned to my routine. Do this in your own life. When a relationship fails, learn what patterns you missed. When your project flops, break down what went wrong. When you're rejected, study why and reposition. Pain without reflection breaks you. Pain with reflection builds you. 4. Anchor yourself in purpose, not comfort. Fragile people chase comfort. Resilient people survive storms. Anti-fragile people seek meaning, and that meaning fuels their growth. In my case, the meaning was clear. I need to finish this race. I need to get into university. Purpose is your unshakable center. It's what makes a startup founder rise after bankruptcy. It's what keeps an athlete training after a devastating loss. It's what lets you get up when life knocks the wind out of you. If your life is only anchored in comfort, stress will always feel like an enemy. But when it's anchored in purpose, stress becomes a ladder. The bottom line is this: resilience is surviving the storm. Anti-fragility is learning to dance in the rain and coming out with stronger legs. Stop asking life to be easier. Start asking yourself to be better. Because the world doesn't reward those who merely endure. It rewards those who evolve. A glass shatters, a muscle grows, a phoenix rises from its ashes. The world isn't asking you to survive. It's begging you to transform.